Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Lily and today I am filming a video all around handbags, and in particular I'm going to be talking about my mid-range luxury handbag collection. Now I did actually film a video very similar to this last year and it was by far my most watched video on YouTube in 2024, so I thought I would film an updated version this year. Now, just as a little disclaimer, I do have a lot of handbags in this category. I am very lucky that I work with quite a few of these brands and I am quite regularly sent handbags, which I do feel very lucky for. But just being completely honest, they are the thing that you guys seem to love the most, and definitely my biggest sellers out of like fashion, makeup, everything. Handbags are what I sell the most of. So I do have a fairly large collection. I am just going to be talking about the newer additions to my wardrobe in this video. So I will link the first video I did up at the top, just in case you haven't seen part one. But yeah, like I say, I'm not going to be showing you all of them again, or we would be here all day. But yeah, I am just going to jump right in because if you've seen my videos before, you'll know that I tend to go into a lot of detail and I do have quite a few styles to get through, and I am going to break this up brand by brand like I did last time. And I'm actually going to start off with a brand that I think could be a new one for some of you. I feel like this is a slightly smaller brand and a little bit more up and coming, but it definitely sits in the centre of that mid-range price point category, and the brand is called Rabeanco, who I am really excited to be working with on this part of the video. I have 3 styles from them now, 2 of which are actually the same style, and if you watch my videos regularly you'll probably have seen these bags before, particularly this cream one because I use this a lot. This is the Nina Crescent shoulder bag in the mini size, and to me this is the perfect bag to take from day to night. It's definitely got like a little bit of a clutch bag, like evening bag type feel to it, but then it's also big enough to fit all of your essentials for every day. This cream one, like I say, I do use all the time because this is the perfect neutral tone of cream. A few of the brands that I'm going to talk about in this video do have cream bags as well, but I find that a few of them tend to use a slightly cooler toned cream and it's almost got a little hint of grey to it, which personally I find a little bit more difficult to style because it limits you to only wearing it with like cooler tones. Whereas this bag I just feel like is a true neutral cream, so it goes with everything in my wardrobe. I also really love that it's got like a taupe trim around the edge. I feel like that is a really small detail and it's very subtle, but it just makes all the difference in terms of like elevating the bag and just giving it a slight point of difference, so I love that. It's also got a very minimal branding. It just says Rabeanco in gold here, and then obviously you've got gold hardware as well, which is great because I'm definitely a gold hardware girl when it comes to handbags. It also is adjustable, so right now I've got it on the shortest setting, and I'd say it's more of like a crook of the arm or like a handheld kind of bag, although I can actually get it onto my shoulder. But it kind of sits like right underneath my shoulder like this, so I'd say if you are wanting to wear it as a shoulder bag, then I'd probably wear it on the longer length. So you can see here you kind of twist this lock, which is quite satisfying, and then you can just very easily adjust it to be the longer length. So like that, it is the perfect length to wear as a shoulder bag, especially if you've got like a coat on or something, then it just sits perfectly and is really comfortable to wear. And then this is the other colour I have the bag in. It's this perfect warm toned brown. I have a lot of like brown and like tan and camel bags in my collection, as you will see as we go through this video, but I feel like the colour of this is just slightly different. It's more of like a true brown tone, which I love. And then the leather on this is so gorgeous. It's a really soft, finely grained leather. Sometimes I feel like with grained leather bags, they can look a little bit more casual, but because the graining is so fine on this, I feel like it looks really, really smooth, but then obviously really easy to keep clean, and you're not going to scratch this, which is great. Inside you've got like a big main section, and then there is also a little flap pocket at the back. Don't know if you're going to be able to see, maybe like that. There's a flat pocket there, and then there's also a zip section as well, so you can keep all your valuables in there if you want to. But then obviously because it has the zip, it is a really like safe and secure bag, and also the shape is really easy to get in and out of. And then the other style I have from Rabeanco is a new addition to my collection, and this one is the Uni baguette bag. And this style of bag I feel is definitely going to be a big trend for 2025, and it's one I can definitely get on board with because I just feel like this shape is really, really practical for every day. It's obviously super long, and it kind of reminds me of my dog Wally because he is a sausage dog, so I love that. So yeah, I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of bags like this over the course of the year, and this one is such a perfect option if you are looking to mix up your accessories for the year. I feel like it just gives a really cool girl feel to an outfit, and I personally don't have any other bags like this in my collection, so this is definitely a welcome addition. This one comes in loads of different colours, but I went for this like true camel or like tan coloured leather, and it's also got gorgeous white stitching as well. I love a contrast stitch detail, and the branding on this is super, super minimal. It's just got the little monogrammed logo there, and then it's got these really, really long shoulder straps. And one little detail I really like is the fact that they actually clip together, because there is nothing more annoying than when you're wearing a shoulder bag and one of the straps keeps slipping off your shoulder. That really, really annoys me, so I'm glad they added that. And then it's also a really, really good size. As you can see, it's got this big open section with a big zipped pocket at the back. And then it also has this little like clip thing in there. I guess you could put like your keys on that. Maybe there is another use, but that could be quite handy. And then it just like magnetizes with the magnet in the middle. So very, very secure again. This one has silver hardware, but it's very minimal. It's just these little studs on the bottom of the bag there. But because they are so like discreet, you could definitely do this with like gold jewelry or whatever, and it would look absolutely fine. So yeah, this is the Uni baguette bag. They actually do this same style in a few different shapes. So if the shoulder bag isn't for you, then I believe they do a top handle bag and also a bigger shoulder bag, which would be perfect as a work bag. So yeah, very, very happy with my new addition from Rabeanco, and I will leave all of the styles I have shown linked below. Okay, moving on, I am going to do my Demellier bags next because I've had a few new additions since last year. The first one being the Paris crossbody bag. This one is in the mocha suede, I believe, and I got this one towards the back end of last year, and I absolutely love it. Again, it is a perfect everyday bag. It's a really, really spacious size, and this one actually has 2 compartments there, so there's definitely a lot of room in there. And then you can also wear it both crossbody, so you can kind of do this with the strap and wear it crossbody like this, or I guess as a shoulder bag too. But what I normally do is double up the straps and use it as a shoulder bag. I'd say a shoulder bag is definitely my favourite style of bag. I also love a top handle, but yeah, that is how I mostly wear it. Obviously this one is suede, and again, it's another big trend, and it's not going anywhere for like spring this year. I actually find that this has been quite easy to take care of, I guess because it is a darker colour, and I also sprayed loads of suede protector on it when I first got it, so I will leave the one I use linked below. But I actually went out in the rain with this yesterday and I'd forgotten my umbrella, and it's still looking perfect, so I'm very happy with that. It does also have a dark brown leather trim, and then the back is leather as well, which is great because it's not going to be rubbing against other fabrics and like ruining the suede at all. The only thing I would say about this bag is I do find the closure a little bit fiddly. You kind of pull it down to open it, which is fine, but then you've got to kind of find the little hole to like slot it back in. So that can take a little bit of time sometimes, but it's definitely not enough of a deterrent to put you off the bag. So yeah, that is the first one. And then the second style from Demellier is a very, very similar one. This one is also from the Paris collection, but this is the Paris top handle bag. Like I said, I love a top handle bag, and this one is so gorgeous. It is in a true like deep tan leather. I haven't actually used this one like loads since I got it. This is my newest addition from Demellier. But to be honest, I feel like this one's really going to come into its own when we get to spring, summer with a pair of sandals. I feel like this is going to be gorgeous. It's definitely big enough for every day. Again, you've got two sections in here. I've also got the like crossbody strap in there as well. But then I also feel like this one works for the evening as well, especially if you're just doing dinner or something. See what I mean about that clasp? It is a little bit fiddly. But yeah, I do feel like it definitely works for evening looks as well as every day. And I feel like this style is perfect if you are a girl who likes to dress up a little bit more and wears a lot of like tailoring and those kind of looks, because I feel like it's a really, really chic style, whereas the crossbody is a little bit more casual and I would say more of like an everyday style shape. And then the final newer style I have from Demellier is of course my New York bag. I'm sure you will have heard me raving about this countless times on my channel before, but this is definitely one of my most used bags. It is so great when you need to carry a lot of stuff with you. You can just shove it all in here, and I use it all the time as a travel bag, or if I'm taking my laptop somewhere, I always reach for this bag. Also for the gym, I feel like it looks really cool with a slightly more casual outfit. So yeah, I cannot rave about this style any more highly. I've got the midi size in a few different colours, but since getting this one, I feel like this is definitely my preferred style of the New York bag. I feel like it just is so perfect and doesn't look like too big on my frame. I am only 5'2" for reference, but yeah, I just really love how this one looks. And if there's one piece of advice I can give you about this bag, is I would recommend going for one of the textured leather personally. They do obviously the black one, which is like, I think this is like a croc print, but they have also recently brought this out in white, and it's more of like a finer like lizard style print. And the reason being is that I feel like that gives the bag a lot more structure. Like I say, I do have the midi New York in a few different colours, and I find that the like grained leather is just a little bit softer, and it does lose its shape if you don't take care of it. Not like massively, but like with my black one, which I've had for years, I've stored loads of stuff in it and I've maybe not kept it in 100% the best condition, so I've found that the leather has started to slouch slightly, whereas this one, because it is so structured, it still looks brand new. And because you're going to be keeping a lot of stuff in this bag because it is so big, I would definitely recommend to go for a more structured leather if you can. I also think it looks really chic in the like shiny leather too. And then inside it's obviously a big open space. You do have a magnet here and then these little poppers to the side, so it's nice and secure. But yeah, you can fit loads in, and then there is also a zip at the back. But I probably would just stick like a makeup bag or something along those lines in there to store my essentials, and then otherwise I just throw it all in there and it just fits everything I need. And then moving on to Cafune. I still am not sure how you pronounce the name of this brand, but I'm going to stick with that. And I have 2 new styles from Cafune since last year. The first one being the gorgeous Stance wallet. I got this one at the start of autumn and it's been such a good evening bag in my collection. It's a beautiful burgundy suede and I always get compliments on this bag every time I use it. It's so pretty, and especially with an all black outfit I feel like the burgundy suede really pops. Again, this one is a top handle and it's got this little closure which is really easy to undo. You've got some like card slots in the back there, and then the main section and also a zipped bit here, and then you actually also have a little zip section on the back which you could put like your bank cards in or something like that. So yeah, I'd say this one is quite good in terms of storage options. It does also come with a crossbody strap, but I've taken it off because I usually just use this one in the evening and I feel like a top handle looks a little bit more chic. But yeah, it does have a nice crossbody too, so that is an option. The only thing I would say about this one is I kind of wish the handle was leather instead of suede, because obviously you're touching it all the time, so it could get a little bit grotty. But I have covered this one in suede protector too, so it's definitely still in really good condition. And then the other new style from Cafune is another of the Stance bags. This one is the medium size, and I thought I would just compare it to the other sizes. So here is obviously the Stance wallet, which is significantly smaller. And then I feel like if you wanted an everyday bag, you'd either go for the medium size or the like standard Stance size. This one is obviously much like longer, whereas I feel like this one is slightly deeper. So just to compare the two, I feel like both of them are a great size for every day, so you can't really go wrong with either. But this one I've had for a little while, so I spoke about this in my last video. Whereas this one I got last summer. So I went for the canvas with the black contrasting trim, and to me this is definitely more of a summer bag. I probably wouldn't use this in autumn winter just because I feel like the canvas is more like summery in my eyes. But if you do want a summer specific bag, then this is so gorgeous. The canvas is really nice on this as well because it's got little flecks running throughout, so it feels like really natural. And then obviously you've got the black leather trim, and then inside this one you have a big compartment and then a zip section at the back there, and then like the Stance wallet you also have a zip here as well. So yeah, those are my 2 new additions from Cafune, and I just feel like you can't go wrong with one of the Stance bags from this brand because they are really gorgeous. Okay, let's move on to Songmont, who are a brand I've worked with many times, so I do have a lot of Songmont bags in my collection. I'm gonna start off with, oh, it's not even here, one sec. Okay, so this one is the Song bag from Songmont. I already have this in the like medium brown, but the burgundy is my new addition and I love this bag so much. I feel like this colour is so pretty. It's like a really deep burgundy tone, more of like an aubergine colour I would say. So yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous, and the leather that Songmont uses is so unbelievably soft. It almost feels like a suede, it is that soft. And it's a slightly less finely grained leather, so yeah, really robust and hard wearing. The style of this bag really reminds me of the Hermes Picotin, and yeah, it's just giving very like quiet luxury vibes. Again, a perfect everyday bag. I tend to just wear it like on the crook of my arm or just hold it like this. You do get a crossbody strap with it, but I don't ever really tend to use that. And then inside it also has this like linen canvasy pouch, which is really handy. I feel like that's a really nice touch. And then it has the magnetic closure, but then also this like gold thing that you can kind of slot together like that. And it does it really, really easily as well. So yeah, that is the Song bag. Next up we have the Luna bag. I now have this in 3 different colours. So I've got a black, cream, and now the chocolate version. This only arrived earlier this week, so I haven't even taken the like wrappers off the hardware yet. But obviously wanted to show it you because this is such a versatile bag style in my collection. I use my Luna bags literally all the time. You can obviously wear it as a shoulder bag, but then it has that same like sliding detail on the handle, so you can take that off and then slot these 2 bits together and you've got the cutest evening bag. Kind of reminds me of like a dumpling or a croissant or something like that. But yeah, I just love this style and I use it all the time in the evening. You can actually also slide this back through and you've got a little wrist strap as well, which is really cute. I actually should wear it like that more often because I always forget you can do that. You do also get a crossbody strap with the Luna bag as well, but I literally never wear it with the crossbody. I just feel like it's not really as much my style. And you can also fit loads in this because of the shape of it, especially if you're wearing it as the shoulder bag, because obviously when you are folding the sides in, it does make it a little bit smaller. But this one's actually lined with like a taupe leather, which is really, really nice. But yeah, I'd say this is a very, very practical bag. I love the fact that you can switch it up and wear it in a few different ways. And it's definitely one I get a lot of use out of. Just before I forget to mention, I do also have an ongoing discount code with Songmont, which is LilyClark12, I believe. And that gets you 12% off. So yeah, if you do like any of the styles, then definitely use that. But next up we have the Drippy Roof bag. This one I actually don't use as much as the others, and I think that is mostly down to the colour, but then also it is more of like a casual everyday bag. Most of the time I am a little bit dressier with my outfits, so I haven't reached for this one quite as much. But then I feel like as we come into spring, this might get a little bit more use because this green colour is very much a spring tone in my eyes. I really, really like the colour of it actually. It reminds me of like pistachio ice cream, and I love pistachio ice cream. So I do think it's a really, really pretty colour, and it's also another very practical bag. It's got lots of space in there. Fairly easy to get in and out of, a little bit more fiddly I would say than the other ones, and I prefer it just with the top handle because you can actually take off this strap here, because I just feel like it looks a little bit more clean without the crossbody. But it also has these little side pockets too, which you can put like your AirPods in or something, which is nice. And again, with the magnetic closure, I love Songmont bags. I feel like they are such good quality. So yeah, that is the Drippy bag, which I would definitely recommend if you have more of a casual style. And then the next bag from Songmont is the Song bag, but in the mini size. Again, I don't use this one as much as I should. I think I went through a stage of trying to go for slightly more colourful bags just to mix it up, because I obviously have a lot of neutrals, but I just don't find that I reach for them as often as I would a neutral bag. So I maybe regret getting this one in the blue, although I do think it's absolutely adorable. And for summer, I feel like I definitely need to style this more, even with like a little bikini and like a cover up if you're going to a beach club or something, or just like out for lunch. I feel like this will be gorgeous for a holiday. And it's a really, really nice size actually, because you can fit a decent amount of stuff in there, but then it still feels really cute and dinky as well. Again, you get a crossbody strap with this one. I've just got it inside there. And it comes in loads and loads of different colours. So yeah, that is the mini size of the Song bag. And then the final bag from Songmont is another favourite in my collection. This one is the Reset Tofu bag, and it's a slightly different style for Songmont because it is a smooth leather, so I feel like it's got a slightly more formal feel to it. I love the closure on this one because it's like a grained asymmetric buckle, so pretty, and then it just opens like that, and then you kind of pull it out like that. I wouldn't actually say that this one is too fiddly either, because it does kind of slot back into place quite easily, and then inside it is one big compartment. Oh, actually there is a second smaller one there, a zipped section, and then there's also a slot on the back too, which is handy. The branding on this is really minimal, as with all Songmont bags really, but it is embossed here. And I mostly use this one as a shoulder bag, but you can also adjust it to be a crossbody too. I really like with this as well that you can tuck the rest of the strap underneath. So if you are wearing it as a shoulder bag, the strap doesn't like dangle out. I feel like that is a really nice detail. But yeah, it's just perfect, and I love this tone of brown as well. It's more of like a caramel kind of colour, I guess kind of similar to the Rabeanco bag, but this one is quite a lot darker in tone. And then moving on to Polene, I do have two new additions. This one is the Seamer bag, which is definitely their most popular, and this is the bigger size because they also do a mini version as well, but I thought for everyday and fitting in a laptop and things, this was going to be more practical. I do feel like the camel colour in this bag is absolutely everywhere. I feel like so many people have it. I always see it on my Instagram Explore page and on Pinterest, but for good reason, because it is such a gorgeous bag. And I did try it on in loads of different colours because I went into the store in London to get this one, but in the camel I just feel like it looks the nicest. So yeah, I did go for the classic camel colour. This one again has contrast stitching, and it's a really good size bag. You also get this little pouch inside which is attached, although you can take it off, but that's nice for storing all your essentials. And then otherwise it's just like a big open space. You've got top handles with this one, and I do wear it like this quite often, but then you also have the shoulder straps, so you can wear it like this as well. And then you can also change the shape, so this is with the kind of wings outwards, but you can also kind of do this and fold them in. I will say that if you have quite a lot in the bag, they do tend to come open, but if you have like less in, then they will stay like that. And I feel like folded in, it is a really nice shape and kind of more manageable for every day if you're not carrying loads. So yeah, that is the Seamer bag, a perfect one if you're looking for a work bag or a travel bag. And I just love the camel colour. And then the other style I have from Polene is probably my most used bag of this autumn winter. This is the numero 9 nano or mini. But this is the smaller size. I do have the bigger one as well, which I'll just briefly show you just for comparison. So this is the big one, and then this is the mini. I personally prefer the size of the mini on me, but this one is obviously much bigger, so you can fit quite a bit more in there. But the only drawback of this bag, which I feel like you'll probably have heard people talking about before, is that it is quite hard to get things in and out of. It's got quite a lot of space in there because the base is quite wide, but the opening at the top is quite hard just to find things in. I definitely wouldn't let it put you off getting the bag because I feel like it's just part and parcel with the shape of it, and the shape is just so cute. So yeah, maybe not like if you were just going to buy one everyday bag, I probably wouldn't recommend this one, but if you are looking for a new addition to your handbag collection and something a little bit different, then would highly recommend this. This one is the colour Ebony, and I feel like this works with so many pieces in my wardrobe. I have a lot of like cooler toned brown pieces, so this is perfect. Just to compare with the Song bag, because this one is more of like a warm tone chocolate. So those are the two colours together. For me personally, I probably prefer this tone, but I feel like you can't go wrong with either. And then the next bag is from another slightly smaller brand, I would say. This one is from the brand ATELIERS Auguste. And I believe this bag is called the Mini Monsieur bag. It's a really nice, like, structured square shape, and this one is a crossbody. I do kind of wish it had a slightly shorter option, because I've got it on the shortest right now and it sits a little bit lower than I would like it to, but nothing major. You can't double this one up as a shoulder bag, but you can obviously wear it long on the shoulder like this. And the size is really, really nice. I like the big buckle closure. It reminds me of a Celine bag, which I can't remember the name of. I guess in shape it's similar to the Triumph bag in the smaller size, but I swear Celine have some bags that have this kind of buckle on. It's really easy to open and close because it's completely magnetic, and then inside you've got a main compartment which is actually suede lined, which is nice, and then a little flat pocket at the back. I feel like, yeah, that is just the like bag kind of certificate-y thing that I've still got in there. To be honest, I haven't really used this bag all that much. It's such a beautiful quality bag, like the leather is beautiful and I do really like the shape. But I do find this colour a little bit harder to style. I think they call it taupe, but I would say it's definitely got a slightly like pinky undertone to it. Maybe you can't really tell in this lighting, but in like good natural light, it is more of like a pinky undertone, I would say. And I do just find it a little bit harder to style because I don't really have many of these tones in my wardrobe. I would say it's definitely like a warmer toned taupe bag. But I do actually think it looks quite nice with the grey cardi that I'm wearing now, so maybe I should give this another go at styling. I guess I just wish I went for a different colour in this. And then another bag which is in a taupe coloured leather is this one from PARISA WANG. This one is a much cooler tone than the last one, so I personally find this easier to style. I can't actually remember which size of this bag that this is because they do a few different sizes, but I will link the exact one below. It's got this little clasp situation that you can, how do you do that up? Oh, it's like that. So you can wear it, oh, okay, I'm not doing that right, but you can wear it done up, but I like it open. It's very reminiscent of like an Hermes Kelly kind of vibe, and then it has this flap and then it opens like that with the magnets. Again, maybe slightly fiddly to close with the top handle, but definitely workable. And this one is like a really like textured grained leather, so very durable. But then I guess for me it would be more of an everyday bag as opposed to an evening bag, just because it feels a little bit more casual. And then the final bag in my mid-range luxury handbag collection is this little clutch from STRATHBERRY. Again, another burgundy one, but a completely different tone to the other two I've shown you. So it just shows you how many variations of burgundy there can be. This one is a really soft, supple leather, and it's a little like pouch style. So for me, this is more of an evening bag. It opens with these like things that you can like slide apart, and then it's got the drawstring closure. This one also has a crossbody strap, but again, I do find this one to be a little bit too long for me, but to be honest, I do usually just use it as a clutch anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. This one is quite like unstructured in its shape. It does have slightly more structure at the bottom, but otherwise it's very like supple, and it fits all of my essentials for an evening. So yeah, another gorgeous clutch option if any of you are on the lookout. But that brings me to the end of the video. I feel like I was talking a million miles an hour in this one because I just had a coffee before I started filming, so apologies if it was here, there and everywhere. but hopefully it was useful if you are thinking about adding a new bag to your collection, or if you're just nosy about the different options that are out there. I personally absolutely love bags in this price category, and I just don't really feel the need to go out and buy designer bags, because these bags are just as good quality as the top end designers, and you obviously get way more for your money, and I feel like they give like more quiet luxury vibes too, which I really love. So yeah, I will leave all of the bags linked in the description box. Please let me know if you have any questions on any of them, but hopefully I covered most things there. That is if I didn't need to cut it all out because it was too long. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I would also love it if you could subscribe if you aren't already, and hopefully I will see you for my next video.